Hi everyone! I'm going to be doing a pretty depressing topic in these very depressing times, so bear with me. I promise I have some jokes in the end. Okay, so my topic is going to be on the use of meth. I actually have to start with a pretty depressing story, because meth is not a happy subject usually. My stepsister decided that meth was the road that she was going to go down. And she got very addicted very quickly. Um, we actually had to buy a hardcore safe to keep all of our valuables in because she would steal it and go sell them for meth. And eventually it got to the point where she was so addicted that she was in trouble with the law, and so she had to run away from her entire life and keep going until eventually she was caught and forced to go to rehab. She left her daughter behind, my niece, and my niece was left to be raised by her dad, and us. So we had to make tough decisions about how to take care of her daughter for her. Um, I learned that it's a lot easier to mess up your life than it is to fix it through her. So what exactly is meth? It's also called blue ice or crystal or a bunch of other stuff because it usually has a blue color when it's not pure. It's a very, very powerful stimulant, so it excites your mind, makes it, it's like heroin, cocaine, those are stimulants as well. It's commonly called a binge and crash drug because it is a very, very quick high, but it is also a very, very quick crash. And when you crash really hard on meth. So what it does in the brain is it just increases a high dopamine response. That's the happy drug. So it increases the ability to focus, motivational stuff. We'll get into that later. Why do people do it? Well, dopamine is the happy drug. It's what makes your mind calm down sometimes. It'll make you excited, make you happy. Um, and the structure to meth is actually really similar to Adderall, believe it or not. So it can increase motivation, it can make you work faster, it can do a bunch of stuff. Similar to the effects of cocaine, people will do cocaine in order to get that rush of a high and be able to do stuff. But the effects are very short term and they always leave you wanting more, which is what makes meth so dangerous. Everything that goes up must come down, right? So, meth, the symptoms are only temporary. They only last a few hours at most, and there's major side effects after you come down. You're jittery, you can be paranoid, you can not eat. A lot of people don't eat on meth, and that's why they get so skinny if you look at pictures of people with meth addictions. So it doesn't take very long to be addicted because you are constantly chasing that high. People will go one after the other with taking hits just so that they can keep feeling that high so they don't have to crash. It's a very expensive drug because it's not easy to make and the substances to make it are very limited. And it can make you something you aren't very quickly because of this. You're constantly chasing it, and so it doesn't take much to start doing things that you didn't want to do in the first place. So, something to think about. Have you ever done something that you never thought you would do? And would you make the same choice? People on meth make a lot of choices that they never thought they would do. They would steal things, they'll sell priceless things, they'll sell themselves to get the money for meth, and they'll abandon their family. So, those are just some of the things that can happen when you are on meth. So, to conclude, don't do meth, not even once. Just like those ads that we saw a bunch like 5 years ago. Once is really enough to get you addicted. It's not worth it, and it doesn't seem like something that could happen to you, but it can.